Well, if you are a regular listener to our show, you will know that we have been playing the Transit's music over probably the last 12 months, and you guys have fallen in love with every single that has come out. Well, now their highly anticipated debut album is out, and we thought today we would get Dom on the phone to chat a little bit about this great album. So welcome to the program, mate.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Good to be back.
So, mate, this must feel like Christmas for you. This album that we've been talking about for nearly 12 months on our show is finally out. This must feel like Christmas morning for you.
Oh, it really does. It's been a hell of a year, and as you know, we've brought out different singles, working our way to this album. But this album, I guess, is really significant for us because of our past history, having played together so many years ago. We only really started the band a year ago again. So it's been trying to find our sound and find our groove and find out what works for us. And so this album is really the accumulation of a very busy year, all packaged up into 30 minutes of tight punk songs, you know. So yeah, it's amazing. And obviously we've been sitting on the finished album for a couple of weeks before launch. So really that was the longest weeks of our lives because we just wanted to put it out.
So what kind of discussions did you guys have before you went into recording the album? Like you said, there's things that sound a little bit different on this album. So what kind of discussions did you have as a band before you went into the album itself?
So that's a really good question because there's like you say, there's a little bit of a mix of styles on the album, and to be honest, we love that. We don't really ever want to be pigeonholed as one particular style, and that's because the three of us have got different musical tastes and bands that we love that are slightly different, and then it's the three of us, and we want the music to be the best of the three of us. So I think our music will always be a little bit diverse in many ways, but I guess some of the earliest songs that we put out when we first started talking to you like 12 months ago, like you say, was the first stuff that we wrote. And then some of the newer songs, and for instance, the latest single that we have, Heartbreak Queen, those are much newer, and I guess maybe a little bit more of an indication where we're going. But I think we've just gotten better at being a band again, and also better at recording, and we've kind of got our confidence, and we're already starting to write songs for the next album, which is crazy because this first one's just come out.
Yeah, one of the things I notice, I love with bands when they have different genres is, how do you know when you start to sit down and work on a track what it's going to sound like at the end? Like if you start working on the lyrics first or something like that, how do you know that this track's going to be a little bit punkish, this one's going to be rocky, or this one's going to be a little bit more pop? Do you know when you first start working on the track?
Yeah, it depends on like in some of the songs on the album where we're like, I feel like we need to do a song that's like high energy and it feels like it's, you know, it might work on radio, and then there's other songs where we don't care about radio for this per se, we just want to be a bit moody and a bit darker, or maybe we've got a video that might go with it. So sometimes we know where the song is heading, but because of the fact that we all record in our own home studios, and we all record our parts and share thoughts, it's sometimes not until quite a few weeks later that we actually hear how the song is coming together. Because we send all our parts to Ryan in South Africa, and, you know, we might have a style or genre in mind, but he might take that melody and suddenly it feels like something different. So it's quite an exciting process.
Definitely. And what is that like for you when you get that track back? Like you said, it all goes out to all of you for your home studios. What's that like for you when you actually get to hear the track come back finished?
Oh, it's amazing. Like you say, like we're just so enthusiastic and excited to be playing music again that everything is fun. And it might be because we're a year in, but it's like you said, it's like the album's like Christmas morning, but when we work on songs, it's like Christmas morning too. And I guess we have this great history, and we don't take that for granted, the fact that we're doing it again, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about this brand new single. It's called Heartbreak Queen. Tell us a little bit about this track. What can we expect to hear on this track, and what caused this track to be written, I guess I should ask.
Great. No, it's just like any songs that we write. When we start, we don't know exactly where they're going to sit in order of hierarchy of how much we want to push it. And this one, the moment we started writing it, it had all those kind of pop hooks that often come naturally to us, and hence what became the lead single of the album. It's one of the most recent songs we've written, and it's about really that roller coaster in the relationships that we go through in our lives, and often we put people on a bit of a pedestal only to realize that they're not the person that we thought, but rather how we invented them in our heads. And then to complement that, we've recorded a video where it's the three of us playing, but we're dressed up as crash test dummies. So not as the '90s band, if there's an audience scratching their heads there, more as the crash test dummies in the car safety sense. And the meaning behind that is, I guess through our lives we all get a bit bruised and battered and broken. And we just thought it's a really nice visual for us to portray the meaning behind the song in a very visual way. So we'd love people to check that out.
With the three of you spread over 2 countries, is it difficult to do videos like that?
It's yes. I mean, that one we had to get one person to essentially play the other band member who's in South Africa.
Yep.
And so that was okay, and I think part of the visual idea of having a crash test dummy mask really helped the fact. But there's videos that we've done that we're in, but we're a pretty DIY band, from the writing and recording of the songs, but also to a lot of the videos that we make. And we've done a video that we all perform in, but we all shot it in 3 different countries. And it's just about how we execute and pull it together. We've gotten really good at the fact that we're in 2 countries, which is great.
Yeah. You mentioned that you've been writing new material for the next album already. What's kind of sparked that writing spurt? Is it just you guys feel really creative at the moment?
Yes, it's exactly that. Because we haven't played together for so long, I guess you could say it's 20 years of being deprived of writing together as the 3 of us, and it's just flying so often. We're really prolific, and every week we're sharing new thoughts and starting to build that folder for the next album. And in fact, some of those songs were initially going to be on our debut album that we've just put out now, but we went, actually, let's put on break. We've done enough on that album, and we've put out enough songs. Let's hold these tracks back. All our songs are about real life experiences, and it's been such an incredible year, and I think that's given us a lot of interesting ammo for the next series of songs.
Now, the big question, what have you guys got planned now for the rest of 2024?
That's an awesome question. We, apart from writing and recording new material, we've just released the album. We've just released that new single and video for Heartbreak Queen. We have another video that we actually filmed in Bulgaria, of all places, which is going to come out in about a month for another song on the album called No Solution. And so we're very excited to do that, because as we've spoken before, videos play a big role in how people find us, or on how we get new fans and followers. Because we don't currently gig, video's been a big way for us to get fans. So our new video, Heartbreak Queen, is doing really well, and we've somehow developed this crazy fan base out of Brazil, where I'm having to translate half the comments on our YouTube channel because I don't speak Portuguese. So it's a really interesting beast for us. Apart from that, of course, working towards playing live, or at least doing live streaming shows, or more of us. So look, there'll be a lot more to expect from us this year, and we're just on a roll.
Now, I have to ask, how did you end up shooting a video in Bulgaria?
I knew you were going to ask that. I ended up going there for some work, and it ended up being a music video shoot for our band. And we're all about trying to maximize and do things differently in terms of videos and keep people guessing. And hopefully I feel like we've been doing that pretty well to date, and hopefully we'll keep doing that. So I think people will be scratching their heads going, I thought they were based in New Zealand and South Africa, but now they're in Bulgaria. So just watch the space.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned their live streams. Tell us a little bit about that and how our listeners can join in on one of those live streams when you're putting one together.
I think the first part would be just you follow our social, follow us on Instagram, the underscore transits, and once we're doing that, we'll definitely be putting that out there. And I'd love to chat to you about that again in the future once we do that. It's just because people are like, oh, when are we going to see you, and what do you look like, and so it's a great way for us as a little stopgap before we could play live, is to actually at least show ourselves jamming to a certain degree.
That is amazing. Well, we are going to play Heartbreak Queen on our show right now, but what would you like to say to our listeners out there, not only before they listen to Heartbreak Queen, but before they go out and listen to the entire album as well?
Thank you. Look, thanks for anyone out there who watches us online and listens to our music. Heartbreak Queen is the first song on the album and the lead single, but don't be fooled. The rest of the album is quite diverse, and I would suggest, and if fans are into it, is to listen to the album through and through from beginning to end, because it's a little bit of a journey, and we were quite specific on how we sequenced it, and we're not a one sound band, and I think that's hopefully the appeal. And yeah, just thanks for the support, and thank you, Dave, as well, so much for the support every time we release anything.